let me ask you something. What is in your mind when you see a banana pills in front of you? Maybe some of you will just think it's just the waste thing, or even it's soyaki and mas average. Well, what about this invention, which is activated carbon from banana waste as the medium to reduce the ammonia or NH3 concentration in the cold water? Well, good morning everyone. My name is Putrie Riski. I'm as the representative from Semansum Sol Sampurna Academy Palembang. And now, let me begin this presentation from the problems. So, here we have the water. So, as we know that Indonesia is one of the country which has a high amount of the water resource. And one of them is the swamp water. But what happens with this swamp water? It's content of ammonia solution or concentration. Why? So, what's the problem of this case? It could be right. One of them is the bad healthiness to our life. Why? Because in the solution of ammonia, there is the low oxygen of the water. Then the pH is abnormal, as we know that NH3 is on the base. Then next, it has the hard smell. And next is about the purpose of this experiment. Let us start with the general purpose of this experiment. So here we have the case of water sewage content of ammonia. So what is our invention? Here we have an activated carbon from banana waste. So why I choose these banana pills as the material for this experiment? Because first, as economist. The second is there are a high amount of production in Indonesia, which are 4.7 metric million ton a year production of banana in Indonesia. And then, because of banana pills contain much of the carbon, so it could be decrease the ammonia contained in the water. And then next, as the main purpose of this experiment. So, as you can see that, the first is to increase the value of banana pills from the waste state to the product. And second is to know which an efficient activator for activated carbon. The third one is to know which a good type of banana pills for manufacture activated carbon. And the fourth one is to know the result of the comparison between banana pills activated carbon with the rubber wood sawdust activated carbon. And then we'll come to the methodology for the experiment. So here we need to collect the banana waste, and then we do such kind of dehydration process. But before that, we should clean it up and slash it into the size of 2 times 2 centimeters, and we then drag it under the sunlight for a long of 1 till 3 days. Then next is carbonization. So in this process, the dry banana pills will be baked in the oven for 110 degrees Celsius for a long 10 hours. And then next, activation and implementation to the water sewage and comparison with the standard activated carbon in the lab. And how about the result? Here, for the parameter of the weight of banana pills after dehydration process, here let me introduce you first. I have 3 samples for these banana pills. First is tanduk, second is udang, and the third one is putri banana pills. So, in the dehydration process, I put the same temperatures, which are 300 degrees Celsius, and also the same weight, which are 100 grams. So, here we found the smallest dehydration means that there are low amount of the water which has been preferred. So, we found tanduk banana pills as the good sample for this dehydration process. And second, for the parameter of carbonization result. So, here again, carbon A. I'll call it as tanduk banana pills as the good sample of banana pills because of what? Because it has the medium result for this carbonization, which are 15.2 grams. And this is the result for the absorbance test. So here I have 4 samples for the activators. The first one is HCl 4 molars. The second one is X2SO4 0.1 molars. The third one is NaOH 0.1 molars, and the last one is the combination between KOH 4 molars plus HCl 4 molars. So here, as we know that carbon A or tanduk banana pills as a good sample, so we will activate it with NaOH 0.1 molars, and it could be reduced significantly ammonia concentration in the water from 1.205 molars into 0.036 molars. And then next is about the comparison between my activated carbon or banana peel activated carbon with the activated carbon from the rubber wood. So here we can see clearly that activated carbon from banana peels can reduce the number of concentration of ammonia significantly, which are 1.205 molars into 0.036 molars. And here, so far I have told you about my explanation, and I do believe that all of you have still the main questions. That's what we call as experiment analysis. So here, the first thing is, why actually activated carbon could reduce the ammonia concentration? So here are the reasons. As we know that NH3 or ammonia will be reacted with H2O or the water, and it could be produced NH4 plus and OH minus. And here in the water, it has been contained of NH4 plus and OH minus, and we put a carbon on it, and it could be produced of NH4OH plus H2O, which the carbon will attract the NH4OH, and the water is still flowing. And then back to the next analysis is why actually banana peels could become the materials on manufacturing activated carbon. As I have told you before that activated carbon from banana peels it contain much of the carbon. So for here it could become materials for this activated carbon. And how to activate activated carbon? Of course is we use the activators with good activator which is NaOH 0.1 molars. And the last one is why sanded banana peels is the best sample of activated carbon. While actually I have showed you that by the dehydration process and also carbonization process, we have the best sample which is standard banana peels. Well, when we have the process to the absorbent test, so standard banana peels also can reduce the number of ammonia concentration in the water significantly. And here are the conclusions. So, for the first conclusion is banana peels activated carbon could reduce NH3 concentration. Second one is standard banana peels could become the materials in manufacturing activated carbon. The third one is NaOH is the best activator. And the last one is banana peels activated carbon could reduce the concentration of NH3 significantly compared with the rubber with sawdust activated carbon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all about my presentation. Thank you.